My wife hears it and yells at me. All right, good morning. Day 2. Junior Chowder Cup, Canton, Massachusetts. Your Red Bank Lumberjacks versus Minnesota Steel. Red Bank comes into today's matchup 1-0, +6, big win yesterday, 7-1. The boys put on a passing clinic. Some beautiful tape-to-tape passing and able to put a 7 spot up, respectively puts them in first place right now. Minnesota Steel, they come in 0-1. They lost 4-2 yesterday to the team that will play tomorrow. 1 game per day, right? Not exactly the normal tournament style play that we're used to. Very short bench for this Minnesota team. If you notice, there's not that many kids out there. Travel light, I guess. Full squad for Lumberjacks. Go over some of the players as we go about. It's not our entire team. No John Ciesla, no Ian Thompson, but majority of the boys are here. We do have 277, so it's not some type of an optical illusion you're seeing. It's Lucas and Kojo. Getting a quick look at your starter, number 30, Tyler Lloyd. Brian Lemoyne picked up the dub for the boys yesterday. Had a nice team meal last night. Everybody was out. Everybody had a good time at the hotel. We've been to this hotel before. When we were up here 2 years ago. Nice hotel. Little warm though. Not as warm as Brenner's room though. And that'll be the buzzer, so we'll get this game underway. 2 halves, so 25-minute periods. Then the boys will get the rest of the day off. Good majority of them are going golfing. I think a couple of us are going to make our way into Boston, maybe hit Regina Pizza Up. Red Sox are in town, so maybe catch the Red Sox game. We'll see. See how the day progresses. We are back tomorrow again, Canton Ice Arena, Red. Same time for our 3rd game of the tournament. Team has gathered at the net. I'm sure Kojo will do his thing, trying to rile the troops. And we'll get set for Lumberjack hockey. Hopefully the viewership picks up. There's only 8 of yous on, but we appreciate you here. Duster TV. Want to shout out Angela Lemoyne filling in for me yesterday. I did make it here, just was a little late, so superstition-wise, we didn't want to interrupt in the middle of the game. I heard the feed was not that great. Hopefully it's better for you today. I think the most important thing sometimes is listening just to me, maybe. I don't know. But if you don't want to listen to me, that's fine. I don't get offended. This is a live barn facility. You will have to subscribe and check that out. Coach Van Riemsdyk starting Nelligan, Ernst, and Johnson. Brenner and Shaheen on D. I already told you the goaltender is Tyler Lloyd. Minnesota nicely breaking out right off the bat as they enter into the zone. Chipped up and out. They'll regroup in center ice. Here's Colin. Colin pulls up, looks in the middle, finds Nelligan. Nelligan has it there. He's going to leave it for Ernst. Ernst not able to get a shot off. That shot's going to come all the way down. No icing, so Lloyd will come out plays that over to Shaheen. Shaheen across to Brenner, intercepted, and now we have to get it out, and we do. Up and in, turned over, and here's Brenner. Brenner spins, looks, finds Shaheen. Shaheen pulls up. He makes an errant pass. That was intercepted, but quickly gathered, and now we're trying to clear the zone, and we can't. Shot in. Lloyd. Big stop there. And Tyler able to find it. Shaky in the defensive zone in the first minute here. Lloyd able to bail them out. Boys come over and give him some love. Baxton, Ling, Ryan McGovern make their way out. Braden Scorzo on the faceoff with Donovan Gannon and Aiden Honan. That's fired around. That's going to go all the way down. It comes right over. And no icing, as Honan was the first one too. No icing because you could beat it. You got to beat it. You can beat it. Here's Gannon, shot, save. Yes, they're playing like NHL style rules here, which is nice. You know, we play real hockey now at 15U. Delayed offsides, icing on a PK. And here you're allowed to ice the puck if you are the first one down to it. You know, you negate the icing. Lloyd able to push that to the side. I'm not going to give him credit for a save there. It's not on net. That puck pops out. Gannon leaves it for Scorzo. Gannon gets to it himself. He now walks in. He fires a shot. That goes well wide. That comes over to Matthew McKenna of the New Jersey Hitmen, filling in on defense for us this weekend. Leaves that there. Here's Honan. Honan moving. He's looking. Oh! And that's it. Honan's done passing it to Scorzo. He got it. Yeah, same spot yesterday. The boys were razzing Braden a bit on that one last night. Nice setup there by Honan. 22:30 remaining in the first half. Scorzo looking to clear, not able to. Quickly turned over. Here's Minnesota. Shot, and that one goes in. And deflected off of, I think, McKenna's foot. And it's 1-0 Minnesota. Got to get the puck out, boys. All right, so not exactly the start that I was looking for with this. Minnesota up 1-0 early. Very similar to yesterday's game where I believe it was 10 seconds into the game, the team that we were playing, shot saved by Lloyd, steered to the corner. That comes over to McKenna. Errant pass, but McKenna gathers that puck and he comes back out. He hits Lucas Sion. Sion walks in. His shot sends the player's stick into the corner. Now he just drops somebody down there. Looking out in front, finding Berendino. Berry back to McGovern. McGovern shot through a screen. Not able to be picked up by Myers, and that's going to be cleared by Minnesota as they now come out the opposite way. Sent in. McGovern falls, but he's able to get to it. Here's Berendino. Berendino in. Berendino driving. Shot save. Rebound sitting. Minnesota has it. They look to clear. And they can't because that's Lucas. Lucas working with it. He's going to load up. His shot goes well over the net. And that's going to come back the opposite way. Lloyd out to stop it. He sends that around to McGovern. McGovern has to hurry. Elbow there. Shaheen into the zone. Line change for Red Bank. Here's Trizzy. Trizzy just dumps that in. Takes a hit to the face. In, shot, save, rebound. Cohen finds it, he scores. Kojo ties it up. And it's now 1-1, 20:36 remaining here in the first half. Colin putting that in the back of
Heads up there.
Resnick, Johnson, and Ernst. You're forward. Sent in, hit Shaheen in the paraphernalia. Able to get that up. Sent back in. Here's McGovern. McGovern fans on it. We got to work on this defense here, boys. It's a little sloppy play in our end. Johnson up off the glass, finds Ernst, leaves it for Johnson. Johnson with speed, tries to go around. He does. He's got Resnick with him. 2-on-1 in. Coming across. It's loose. Sitting there, and the goaltender able to find it.
Go!
And maybe Ernst going to the box here. Gave the goaltender a little bit of a poke. Yes.
1-1.
Okay, so.
They did 1-1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Goaltender getting a roughing.
Oh, the goal, yeah.
So Declan will find his seat in the box, our little angel. We got Scorzo in. Scorzo, Honan, and Gannon. That line has stayed together. Sent around. Scorzo in. Keeping the play in the zone. Pops up and out. Here's Ryan McGovern. McGovern across. He finds Shaheen. Shaheen is going to send it in deep. Honan will chase. Not the first one to it, but able to get it into the center, and that's where Minnesota then comes back out with it. Minnesota pulls up, works around McGovern. McGovern, a little lost there. Come on, boys. Here's Honan. Honan sends it deep. Then we send that back down into the corner. Battle behind the net. There's Gannon. Gannon, he's taken into the wall. Scorzo comes in support. Honan loses it. That puck now behind the goal line, behind the net. That's where Gannon goes. Puck chipped around, and here comes the steal out the opposite way. Steele working in on Ling. Ling swinging around behind the net, off the side of the net. And here comes McGovern. McGovern finds Gannon. Gannon across the red, into the zone. Dangling, still dangling, looking to get a shot off, not able to. Puck now in the corner, that comes back out, and here's Baxton Ling. Baxton lays a shot in on net, that pops up into the goaltender's glove, and he's going to hold that. We stop the clock. 18:34 remaining in the first half, 1-1. Here's a shot. Hit the goaltender right in the chest. That was a shot there right off the face-off by Sion. Sion, Berry, and Myers. Another nice face-off win by Barandino. Shot, save, rebound, loose. Goaltender able to find it. Red Bank Pepperin. This is the Jersey Shore Whaler line for back in the day. Puck sent back around. Berry, nice job on some face-offs. That puck's going to come out. And Lucas's helmet pops off. The referee blows the whistle. Face-off will be at center ice, appears. Because we caused the whistle, that line has to come off. Nelligan, Resnick, Johnson make their way up. Sent in by Resnick. Minnesota comes out the other way as they now work on Ling. Ling has that pop into his feet. Johnson, our goal scorer, chips that up to Resnick. Resnick, Johnson. Nice hit there. Resnick sidesteps there, but popped up and out. And here's Baxton Ling. Baxton across to McKenna. McKenna tipped into the zone by Nelligan.
Woods!
And that's going to be a
Power play interference. Not the
interference.
second
So we're going to go on the power play. Ernst going out of the box. So those two penalties that occurred a little while ago negated themselves, have canceled out. And Red Bank will go on a 2-minute power play. Johnson giving instruction to the defenseman. And they get it right
Set
back
it up.
across. Here's Brenner. Brenner back to the quarterback. That's Shaheen at the blue line. Blue line down to Johnson. Johnson all the way across to Brenner. Brenner looking. Fires it back to Johnson.
Back door.
Johnson holding. Looking to get Nelligan to that back corner. Shot through a screen. Rebound. Kept in by Shaheen. Shaheen finds Kojo. Kojo fires a shot off the crossbar, and that's going to come out of the zone. Red Bank will have to come back in. Colin.
Come out, move.
Colin deciding to take it the full 200 feet, and then an errant pass, and that's going to go all the way down. Minnesota keeper coming out to play it. Johnson in on a good forecheck. Looks across for Nelligan, not able to find it was in his feet. Minnesota looks to clear, and they do. That's going to be kept and shot all the way down. Brenner will be the first to it. Brenner going to come from behind Lloyd. He has speed and room, and let's watch him go. Noah enters in, walks, continues to walk around, not able to do much with it, but he's able to send it over to Scorzo. Scorzo leaves it for Gannon. Gannon back to Scorzo. Back to Gannon. Gannon, 30 seconds remaining on the power play. Here's Honan. Honan across to Gannon. Gannon shot, save, rebound, loose. And Scorzo taken down by Minnesota. No call. We stop the clock. 16-12 remaining in the first. 24 seconds remaining on the power play. Scorzo looks like the abominable snowman that's sent all the way down onto Lloyd. 20 seconds now on the power play, and here comes McGovern. McGovern finds Gannon. Gannon enters in. He's pestered. He dumps it into the corner. We're at 5 seconds. Lloyd signaling to the team that the penalty is about to expire. Minnesota player ready to come out, and he does.
Baxton, watch the box!
And we're back to even strength. Honan walks. See what Honan could do here. And he backhands it in. Beautiful patience there by the pony. And it's now 2-1.
Yeah.
All right. Red Bank takes the lead. Puck sent in. Right along the blue line as there's a dog pile there. Sent in, shot in on Lloyd, saved. That came right out to Barandino. Barry has it, looks to clear it. He can't, but it comes right back out to him. Here's Sion, but Barry gets to it. Not able to be cleared. Minnesota, shot and a save by Lloyd. And that is in Tyler's foot underneath the pad there along by where the boot channel is. As long as it's not in the back of the net, that's okay. That's all that matters. Doesn't tickle the twine. Pops up and out. We got a 2-on-1. Barandino and Myers looks to get it across. Nice play by the defenseman to break that up. No icing. Matthew McKenna looks to get that to Myers. He does. Here's Myers. Myers with speed. He loses control, but he finds Barandino. Barandino looks, sends it behind the line. There's Myers. Myers looks to get it back up to the point, kept in by McKenna momentarily as it finds Sion. Sion trying to get through a bunch of people, and it's not. It's sent in on Lloyd. Lloyd Plays it up. Finds Sion. Chipped into the zone. Intercepted, and now comes Minnesota the opposite direction. Minnesota player, nice move there. Puck sitting in the feet. On you. Here comes Barandino. Long shift for this line now. And there's Sion. Sion, he winds up, gets it over to Barandino. Sitting there loose. Not in. Myers not able to bury it. Some good opportunities there. Here's McGovern. Down low. Looks. He finds Sion. Sion looking out front. Buck gets it back to him. Puck comes out to the point.
Walk it!
Shaheen shot tipped by Myers. That goes up over the net. Minnesota able to clear. Sent down. Sorry. Camera's a little in my face. Going to move this down a bit. Broken up there. Red Bank loses control. Here we go 2-on-2 the other way. Minnesota.
That's all the way.
And offsides. 12 minutes, 57 seconds remaining in the first half. Red Bank's only up 2-1. Face off by Nelligan. 1. Baxton across to Resnick. Resnick looking to chip that into the zone, wasn't able to do so. We'll retreat back into our end. Here's McKenna. McKenna finds Nelligan. Nelligan over to Ernst. Ernst over to Resnick. Trizzy. There he is. He sends that across to Ling. Back to Resnick. Resnick now gets that up and out. Just chips it over to McKenna. McKenna brings it into zone. He finds Nelligan. Lost. Here's Resnick. Comes through, but we regain. Here's Ling. Shot, and that's blocked by Minnesota player who used his skate. Errant pass there by Ernst. Sends up and out. Tipped into the zone. Ling, and he's got his stick all caught up in there. He doesn't get called for holding. Resnick pulls that puck out. He takes a hit. He's able to send that around. He's got 2 men on him. Up and out by Declan, and that hits a player on the Red Bank bench. And that's going to cause a stoppage of play. And get the face-off down in Red Bank territory. Face-off back. Shot over the net. Lloyd with 6 shots against 5 saves. And he'll gobble that one up with the catcher's mitt. Face off to the right of Lloyd. Scores 0 in on the draw, able to win it. Good job by Red Bank this game on face off so far. Seen a lot of wins. Here's Honan. Loses his footing. Puck behind the net. Puck comes out to the point. Shaheen just dumps that back into the corner. Fired around by Minnesota as they look to clear. Intercepted by Scorzo. Scorzo looks to backhand that into the slot, not able to find it. And Minnesota comes out the opposite way. They lay a lazy shot in on Lloyd. He pushes that to the corner for Brenner. Scorzo fires that around. Comes over to the point. Honan not able to get there. That's sent back in. Intercepted by Scorzo in the middle as he backhands that up to Gannon. Gannon backhands that up. Gets it to Scorzo. Scorzo chips it into the zone. Looking to get it across. He still has Honan there. But he's going to take his time. Nice move there. Nice pass. Shot. Oh, rebound just came right out. Minnesota keeper been busy. Gannon behind, looks out in front. Here's a shot. McGovern looking for a tip there by Scorzo. Not able to get to it. Kept in by McGovern momentarily. And here's Shaheen. Shaheen finds Honan. Honan into the zone. He now comes to the wide. Honan looks across. He loses control. Puck's now in the corner. Back out to the point. Here's McGovern. McGovern threw a screen. It's blocked. It's in Scorzo's feet. It's sitting there. Honan shot. And that's blocked. Took a little too long to get that one off. Good effort, though, nonetheless, by Red Bank. Quick turnover here at the blue line. Let's get that out. Here we go. Here's Honan. Honan up, sends that out. Intercepted by Minnesota. They come out 3-on-3 the other way. Shot blocked by McGovern. Kept in the zone as he tries to clear it, and he finally does. Here's Gannon. Gannon across to Barandino. Barandino in. Berry. Ooh, nice backhand there by Berry, but that's a save. And the goaltender's going to hold on to that.
Nice move, Mikey. Yeah, but the way he came in on the backhand was sweet.
Jersey Shore Whaler line back out for Coach Van Riemsdyk. Puck was put up in the jersey of the Minnesota player. Myers, Berry. Here's Sion. Sion kicks it to himself. He's in. Sion in. Shot over the net, though. Ugh. Lucas is usually pretty automatic on that right there. That shot went over the net. Myers taken into the boards hard. That comes back out to Brenner. Brenner just slaps that in. He takes a bump. That comes back out. And the puck is cleared. And here comes Minnesota the other way. They're just going to dump that in behind Lloyd. McKenna able to get to it. McKenna up to Barandino. Here we go. 3-on-2 the other way. Sion finds Myers. Myers shot scores.
Nice play, guys.
Nice setup all the way around there. McKenna to Berry. Berry to Sion. Sion finds Myers, and Myers finds the back of the net. And it's now 3-1 with 8:43 remaining in the first half. There's Johnson. Johnson in. And Johnson scores. Right off the face-off. And it's now 4-1.
He got hit here, and he held his shoulder.
Who?
No.
Right here with the hit right here before?
Yeah.
Keep an eye on Brenner. Johnson looking for the Hattie.
Over.
Oh, Nelly not able to bury it. Nice job by this line as they continue to work. Nice pass across there by McGovern. Tipped into the zone by Shaheen. He finds Nelligan. Nelligan takes a bump. Finds Declan. Declan finds Nelligan. Nelligan using his strength and size. Nelligan looks deceiving, looks on the smaller side, but he's a pretty jacked up kid as he now sends that behind. Johnson looking there. Here's Johnson looking for the Hattie, not able to pull the trigger on it. Puck's going to stay in the zone. Declan able to keep it in. Declan walking through, not able to, but kept in by Shaheen. Shaheen shot, tip, that just went wide. 7:35 remaining. Red Bank up 4-1. Mags sends it down to Declan. Declan dancing a little bit. Comes back to McGovern. McGovern laid one on. He had Johnson wide open. That's tipped up into the netting. We'll get a stoppage of play. 7:17 remaining. First half. Red Bank up 4-1. As I do at most tournaments, I tell you how important it is to win, but not only win big, as plus minus plays a factor. Red Bank right now +9. That's good. Got to keep that going. Shot by Ling is a save. Yeah, you need as many wins as you can, and you also need as many goals as you can, while keeping your goal differential low. McKenna tipped in. That went wide. Honan was able to get just a little bit of his stick on it. It pops up, comes right back to Honan. The pony across. Resnick not able to pull that trigger. Came right off the end of his stick. Honan looking to dance out. He finds Scorzo. Scorzo to Resnick. Resnick, ooh, off the crossbar. Nice little flick on net there by Resnick. He now looks to get open behind the net. He's behind the goal line. He sends that up. Honan using his size, just not able to keep it into the zone. Here comes Minnesota the other way. Wrapped around by Minnesota behind Lloyd. Ling jumping up there, trying to make a hit. Honan looks across. He finds Resnick. Resnick has that go off the tip of his stick, and now there'll be a pile in the corner here. Scorzo comes in support. Minnesota looks to clear, and they do. Brenner out there, which is a good sign. Andrew up here next to me saying that shoulder might be bothering him. So we'll keep an eye on Noah, make sure he's okay. He's out there now. That's going to be sent all the way down. No icing. Refs will continue to let the play go. Here's Brenner. Brenner with speed, looks up, looks to see what his options are. He was trying to cut in. Nice play there by Minnesota defense. They're able to clear. Here comes Shaheen. Shaheen finds Honan. Honan back to Shaheen.
Move.
Honan weaving his way into the zone, looking for an option. He's got Scorzo on the opposite side. He lays one behind the net. Scorzo sends that back out to the point. Shot blocked. Honan was going to the bench. He decided not to make that hit there. 5 minutes remaining here. Here's Resnick. He's alone. He's got Myers coming in. Oof. Let's keep an eye on Trizzy behind. Here's Brenner shot, and that's a big save. 4:47 now left. Yes, J-Mac, there are two 77s. The 77 that is out there that you see right now is Lucas. The other 77 is Colin Johnson. Guess he forgot his jerseys. But can't miss the distinct difference in size. We got a 2-on-1 here, though. That puck, nice job there by Easton to block that. Never got that pass across. That's a turnover. I told you, Minnesota, they gotta be tired. They got two lines. That's it. Red Bank comes in. I think we have 10 forwards, 5D. I think that's what we're rolling with. Here's Shaheen. Shaheen takes a bump. He keeps going. Puck kept down. That pops right out to Berendino. Shot, rebound. Oh, not sure if that hit the post or the goalie got a piece of it. Myers. Here's Barry. Barry walk, shot, rebound, sitting there. Here's Myers again. Backhand, rebound, save. And it's in the net. It's in the back of the net. Chase Myers. Boys aren't even selling at this point. It's 5-1. Minnesota coming in. Here they are again. 2-on-1. Shot wide. Save. 2 saves. And Lloyd's going to hold. And the boys don't like that. They're going to come in on him. Johnson's going to take a penalty, but that's well deserved on Johnson. I'll give Colin that one. Derek, if you're watching. Came in support of Lloyd. Made 3 quick saves there and then got a little poke, and the boys didn't like it. Oh. And we're going on a power play. Okay. Minnesota parents not happy about the call. Get a look at this Red Bank power play, which is 0 for 1 on the day. Nelligan, nice win back. That comes right to Ling. Ling across. He finds Johnson. Johnson looking to give that back to Ling. That comes back out to McGovern. McGovern, he's just going to rip that back to Ernst. Ernst now will slow things down and pops up. Not exactly the pass I'm sure Declan was looking for. Deck holds, controls, finds McGovern. McGovern back. Boys are now looking to work, set things up.
Back. You got it.
Looking across, they're looking for Johnson on that far shot. Shot, save, rebound. Nelligan goes wide. Puck comes out of the zone. McGovern all by himself. 1 minute, 15 seconds on the Red Bank Lumberjack power play. 2 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in the first half. Healthy lead at this point, 5-1 for your Lumberjacks. Here's Declan. Declan, he takes a bump. Continues to hold. Finds Ling. Ling looks, sends it back to Ernst. Ernst controls. His shot is blocked, and Minnesota's going to be able to clear that all the way down. McGovern has to hurry. He's got a man on him. He falls. And Lloyd's going to go to the bench.
Go, go!
Red Bank going to continue to have a power play here. Yeah. All right, so Red Bank will have a two-man advantage for 27 seconds. Minnesota going to go for a trip. And we'll be 5-on-3 for a minute 27. Resnick, Scorzo, Gannon, McKenna, and Brenner. McKenna finds Gannon. Gannon.
Over.
McKenna. Over to Resnick.
Set it up.
Resnick taking their time. Red Bank looking for their options. Here's Gannon looking out for Brenner. Not able to. Here's McKenna. McKenna's shot is blocked. That's going to lead to a shorthanded opportunity. Red Bank does a nice job getting back. Shot in on Lloyd. Able to steer that aside. Go! One penalty is over. So Red Bank 0 for 2. Still on the power play here. Here's Gannon. Gannon. Shot score!
Dono!
Power play goal. Donovan Gannon. Top shelf where Mama keeps the cookies. And it's now 6-1.
It's a big goalie, too.
Well, that was a
No, listen, it was a perfectly placed shot.
That will put the teams back 5 aside as we have come to the 1 minute mark of the first half. We'll have a quick break in between as there's an ice cut. Then shot, saved by Lloyd. He's got 10 saves on the day so far. Here's Myers. Myers able to sneak through. His shot, and that's a save. 35 seconds. Oh, here's Barandino in. Shot. Not able to sneak that under that blocker there. Goalie did a nice job. Barry saw the same thing I did. He had a little daylight there. Just not able, the goaltender able to get that blocker down. Kept in by Shaheen. Shaheen finds Barandino. Barandino looks to make a move. Not able to. Kept in by Shaheen. 15 seconds left in the first half. Easy! You're up.
No, it was off.
He's
It
offside.
was offside. He didn't hear it. He shot the puck at the same time.
Yeah, I know, but then we just cooler heads
I
prevail.
get what he did.
Cooler heads prevail. 1.9 remaining. And that's going to do it. We'll see what's going on here. Lloyd making his way to the locker room. He's not even sticking around.
got a penalty. What?
Van Riemsdyk laying into Myers a little bit there. Red Bank up 6-1. When we come back, Myers is going to go to the box. That's probably what Van Riemsdyk is saying. He's like, hey, you're up 5. No need for that. Buried a couple in the back of the net. Need you out there instead of the box. Just going to hang.
Good sign to puck.
Yeah. Look, we'll plus 11 right now. I mean, that's and that's not a bad thing, right? Coach Van Riemsdyk still on the ice having a conversation as he'll make his way around. No, yes, that is absolutely correct. Darren Resnick saying the same thing as I'm thinking. You know, all the plus minus in the world won't matter if we lose tomorrow because the team that we're playing, we believe that they're also looking at 2-0. So that'll really depend on whether we play on Sunday or not, or we're driving home tomorrow afternoon, which I personally don't want to do. Not sure how Lauren feels about that, but oh, look at that Zamboni. That's pretty cool. Looks like a pickup truck. It's the little things that amuse me. All right. I'm just going to shut my mouth for a few minutes. Don't go too far. Zamboni's already out, so usually that's about a 10, 12-minute intermission we'll get, and we'll finish up the second half here of day 2, Drew to Chowder Cup. All right, Duster TV, we are back for the second half of the Red Bank Lumberjacks versus the Minnesota Steel. 25 minutes placed on the clock. Lloyd taking his position in the net as he does his goalie dance, clearing his crease. He's got 10 saves on the day. Red Bank depositing 6 goals in the back of the net for the first half. See if that will continue here in the second. We will start the period, I believe, shorthanded as Myers will be in the box.
Oh, your flashlight is on.
Oh, thanks, Ty. Must have been peeping me up in the stands. He saw the flashlight, and I'm like, letting me know the flashlight was on. So Red Bank will start the period shorthanded, 5-on-4. Myers will sit for a roughing call. Teams will not switch ends. Barandino and Nelligan out there for the penalty kill. Two of our faster grinder style players. Well, that lady has no clue what she's talking about. She's been yapping all game. We did ice the puck, but we can ice the puck because we're short-handed. She now realizes that as her husband tells her the rules. Barandino short-handed, trying to find it, sorry. We're kind of on some, like these seated, no trip. There's these seats, and I keep getting the tripod caught on them, so that's why it keeps making me move around a little bit. Kept in by McKenna, still shorthanded Red Bank. 1 minute remaining on the penalty to Myers. Barandino heads to the bench. McKenna goes to the bench. We get some fresh legs. Nelligan now heads out. There's Johnson, and Ernst will do the clearing. Sent out front shot. No, that's a nice save by Lloyd as he takes that one right in the chest. It's going to be puck sent all the way down. No icing. Again, we're shorthanded. Ernst making the goaltender play. Nice job there by Johnson, shorthanded. Johnson across to Ernst. He's not able to bury it. Declan looking to draw a penalty there, not successful in doing so. As they work on Shaheen now behind the goal line. 10 seconds remaining on the penalty. Here's Johnson. He's got 2. Now sends that up into the zone. Still shorthanded. He comes in. Tries to find somebody in the middle. Nobody was there. Myers out of the box. So Red Bank kills their penalty or their power play. Johnson looking out in front. Nobody home. That's going to come all the way back down by Lloyd. But Shaheen will get to it. Shaheen, patient, finds Brenner. Brenner back to Shaheen. Intercepted here. Shot that went wide. Lloyd going to steer that off into the corner with his stick. Ernst able to clear. Sent in offside, so Brenner will have a couple seconds to get that puck up and out. And he does. Nice. He was looking for Resnick, going to be the first one there. Ernst, nice save there by the keeper. Minnesota steal. Puck out, sent back in. Baxton. He takes a crunch to the back, loses control. Puck gain, maintained. Shot. I think Lloyd got a blocker on that one. That puck comes up and out, and here's Gannon. Dono has one already. He goes around him, not able to get back on the opposite side there. A little do-si-do around the defender. Back around. Here's Resnick. Resnick behind. He pulls up. Finds Gannon. Gannon sends that into the corner. Was deflected. Minnesota continues to battle. They find Honan. Honan shielding. Gets it to Resnick. Resnick. He now has it. He's taken into the wall. He still has it. He gets it back down behind the net to Gannon. That puck goes over Gannon's stick, but now he finds it back. Gannon over to Honan. Honan leaves that for Ling. Ling into the corner. Gannon takes a healthy hit from behind there. No penalty called. Honan takes a bump. He falls, and here comes Minnesota as they now come out the other way. 2-on-1 the other way. Here's Minnesota in. Shot, and Lloyd on top of his crease. But his 13th. 20-30 remaining. Second half. Myers able to get that out. Here we go. 2-on-1 the other way. Here's Barandino and Sion. Sion just out of the reach of Lucas, but that comes out right back into the middle. Minnesota able to recover as they now come in on McKenna. McKenna actually chipped that one in on Lloyd. Never actually made it in on Tyler, thankfully. Myers up along the wall. That pops up to Sion. It comes over to Barandino. Barandino pulls up, sends that across. And here's Lucas. Lucas into the zone. Minnesota looks to clear, and that's going to be an icing. McKenna, the first one to it. We stop it with 19:35 remaining here. Second half. Game 2 of the Junior Chowder Cup here in Massachusetts. I'll say the Massachusetts area. We just happen to be at this rink the whole time here in Canton. But this is a very, very large tournament. So they have multiple rinks hosting all weekend long here. We were actually talking about it earlier, sent into the zone. Chowder Cup, they do like a senior Chowder Cup, a prep college Chowder Cup, a mini Chowder Cup, the junior Chowder Cup, and that's over like 4 or 5 weekends here. Teams from, obviously you have a team from Minnesota here. Shot off the outside, rebound still sitting there, that puck goes wide. Declan, he sends that behind the net. Just out of the reach of Nelligan, poked up to the point. Here's Easton. Easton, love that move by Easton. Yep. Nice job. Shot that went just wide, tipped by Johnson. Comes to McGovern, over to Ernst. Nice look. And that's deposited in the back of the net by Mason Nelligan. Gets on the scoreboard, and we now go to a running clock. All right, so nice play there by Baxton to poke that away from Minnesota getting that shot off. Sent out in front, intercepted. Nice play there. Still sitting in front of Lloyd. Here's Scorzo. Scorzo up and out of the zone. Finds Honan. He's going to send that back in his zone. Here's Baxton Ling. He takes a little bit of a stick check there. Turned over by Honan into the zone. Here comes Minnesota, but McKenna is there. Up and out. Hope everyone is enjoying their beautiful Friday. We will be done in 17 minutes and 10 seconds because we are at a running clock. Unless Minnesota scores, then we'll go back to stoppage time. But let's hope that we continue to keep putting some points back up on the board here. Gannon back down low. There's Brenner. Brenner across to Shaheen. Easton with speed. Enters into the zone. Sends it over to Aiden. Aiden. He pulls up. Ooh. And Aiden's down. Fuck. Aiden recovering from a back injury. He took a shot right to the back. He makes his way to the bench. Keep an eye on Aiden as we continue to move forward. If Aiden was smart, he might sit the rest of this out. We'll see. It was such a big lead.
Hello.
No point to continue if it's not feeling good. Van Riemsdyk having a conversation with him right now. Again, Aiden was out for several weeks with a sore back. Actually a stress fracture. Scorzo down low. Here's Gannon. Gannon not able to pull it. Here's Scorzo. Scorzo back out to the point. Shaheen. And interference going to be a call on Resnick, it looks like. Nope. Maybe Gannon. Gannon going for interference. So Minnesota will go on the power play. Face-off will come down in Lumberjack territory. Timekeeper stopping the... Oh, not stopping the clock. Face-off won by Minnesota. Resnick and Scorzo, the St. John Vianney Lancers. Shot blocked by McGovern. Boys on the bench like that. Puck behind the net. Lloyd going post to post, looking out in front. He gets bumped. And Tyler got tied up with, I believe, his own defender. And it's a power play goal. So we go back to stoppage time with 15:01, 7-2 now. Myers pulls up, loses the handle on it, and now comes Minnesota the other way. Minnesota working on McGovern. McGovern up to Resnick. Resnick chips that over to Barandino, and Barandino comes out the opposite way with speed. So he looks to streak through. He does. Lays that off the side of the net and comes right back over to Resnick. Resnick, he pulls up behind Barandino, right to Resnick. Resnick, shot, score! Anybody but. Number 37 deposits that, and we're going to go back. We're going to go back to running clock. It's now 8-2.
Where your feet, Tristan?
501 Jack Allen's calling you.
Here's Barandino. Shot, nice glove save there by the Minnesota keeper, and gives Myers a little slash as he skates through. Coach Van Riemsdyk will make a quick change. It's going back to the Johnson, Nelligan, Ernst line, who had great success last shift.
You called it a stick, bro.
Here's McKenna. McKenna looking across, and Nelligan's going to put that in the back of the net, and it's now 9-2.
That's true. Right? 2-2.
All right. 9-2. I think they only keep 6-goal differential. Declan taking some beatings there. Declan, come on. Guys, we're up big time. There's no need to take dumb penalties. Nelligan, he's rubbed around, sent around. Here's Johnson behind. There's two on two behind the net. Ernst now making his way for the puck. Taken away. Minnesota comes out the other way, 3-on-2. As they enter in, they try to work on McKenna. They can't. 2-on-2, 3-on-2 if they hurry. Here comes the forwards. Declan. Errant pass to Nelligan. Nelligan gets it back to Declan. Declan now out in front. Kept in by McGovern. McGovern down to Ernst. Ernst across. Finds Nelligan. Nelligan looking to get that out front. That comes all the way across. Minnesota able to clear. 11 minutes, 40 seconds left in the game. Red Bank up 9-2. Here's Gannon. Gannon. Scorzo. Braden's shot is blocked. And a Minnesota player hopping around on his one leg there. Offsides are Red Bank, but we'll touch back up and get back on. But that gives Minnesota time to exit out of the zone. Scorzo. Shaheen. Gannon. Back to Shaheen. Easton takes a bump. Sends it deep. Boys will chase. McGovern. Ooh.
Oh.
Hits the Minnesota player right in the...
I thought he grabbed himself, but he got hit with the puck in the face.
No, he got him down low.
No, yeah.
Hit him below the belt.
Gotcha.
Minnesota player stays out there. Ten minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the game. Honan sends it to low. There's Scorzo. Scorzo has it. He shakes a couple players off. Aaron passed by him. That comes right out in front. Shot by Gannon's off the goaltender's knob. Comes back out to Gannon. Gannon takes a bump. He keeps the puck in. They now joust with each other. Comes over to Scorzo. Scorzo over to Shaheen, and he scores. Easton Shaheen fires one home. And it's now 10-2.
Is the count the stop keeper scored?
Yeah, I think when you hit 6.
Little Flyers is up 4 right now.
All right, well, this game kind of got out of control. On the good side for once, Red Bank able to put some quite a few pucks in the back of the net, we'll say. Tyler not overly busy. Oh, that's a rip by Lucas. And it's now 11-2. Jeez. That was a rip. That was a rip.
That was ridiculous.
That was a rip. 8 minutes and 30 seconds left, and it's now 11-2. Sion behind. Puck plays out in front. Puck battle still here. Here's Resnick. Resnick Played out in front by Myers. Comes back over to Sion. Lucas with a beauty just a couple seconds ago. Using his big body as a shield there. Gets it back to him. He sends that out in front. And that's going to skirt out of the zone. And that's where Matt McKenna, he has it. And he finds Baxton. Baxton sends that back into the zone. And here comes Sion. Sion looks to come through. While we have some time, there's 7 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. Red Bank's up pretty big here. 9 to be exact. Some nice setup there. Tyler and Lucas were selected by the Atlantic Hockey Association, the AAHA, to represent the district next weekend at the Eastern Regional Development Camp, where the Atlantic District will take on the best of New York, New England, and Massachusetts. So Tyler and Lucas will be back up in the Massachusetts area next week. So congratulations to both of them. It's a big accomplishment for both of them. They basically took, from the main camp, they took 19 players to represent the Atlantic up at Nationals, which was this week for our age. And then they took another 19 kids that did not make the Natty team to come play a 4-team tournament against the best of the East. So that should be a fun time next weekend, as we start to get ready for the season, right? We're coming up on the part of the year where you have this tournament next weekend, and then we get ready for practices. Practice second week of August, training camp right at the end. We're going to have another tournament at the end of August, which will be at Red Bank. So thankfully we won't have to travel further after this, and then the season starts. So get ready, folks. Duster TV will be back every weekend. Thank you, Vicky. Glad to see you guys made it back. I was hoping maybe you guys just left Mike in the Bahamas. Puck sent up and out. Here's Honan. Honan 2-on-1. He's got Scorzo. He gets it across. Put it right in Braden's feet, though, not right on the tape, so Braden wasn't able to get much on that. That comes around Honan. Good to see him back out there after he took that shot to the back, shot by Baxton, that's gloved. And we're under 5 minutes. Lloyd signaling we will be shorthanded. Minnesota has a player coming out of the box. Shorthanded. We are for the next 45 seconds, as someone that really doesn't take a ton of penalties ever, Easton, is in the box. Here we go, 3-on-1. Nice play there by Baxton to break that up. And here's Scorzo. Scorzo trying to get through. He takes a bump, fixes his bucket. Shot in, saved by Lloyd. He kind of jumbled that a little bit. He was trying to keep it in the glove for a whistle, but popped out. Shot through a screen. Lloyd able to grab that, as he now has his 15th save of the day. That will kill the Shaheen penalty. 3 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. It's 11-2. Shot through a screen. Nice save there by Lloyd. That was tipped and redirected. Puck comes out into the middle. Berendino not able to clear. Minnesota putting on a little bit of an effort here at the end. Here's Sion. He's alone. He walks in. He's in. Nice save there by the keeper. Lucas, just a one-man wrecking crew out there. Just keeping my eye on him, so I kept the camera down there a little bit longer. Here's Brenner. Brenner finding Sion. Two minutes, 45 seconds remaining in the game. Ooh, and Lucas is going. Lucas!
Kick him off.
Get him out of here.
Hey! How about you don't play anymore? Let that shit go. Let that shit go. Keep letting it go.
Hey. 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
Yes, we know the scoreboard is wrong after a certain number of goals. No! Declan, don't! Don't!
Just let it run out. Oh, they just threw him out.
Threw the goalie out. Goaltender got sent off. I don't think I've ever seen that. I gotta keep an eye on things here. It's kind of getting a little out of hand. We're at 30 seconds remaining. All right. And that's going to do it. They're just going to let the clock run out. Final here, 11-2. 16 saves for Lloyd. We'll keep an eye on things. It got really, really chippy here at the end of the game. It got ugly here at the end, folks. All right, so that's it for the day. We are back Canton Ice House Red tomorrow. So we'll see how things go. But Duster TV, we're going to call it a day. We'll be live again tomorrow at 10:20. We'll see you then. Duster TV, out.